Well, it's in 7 day once again, 2025. I have hyped this one up quite a bit. I thought it was going to be real big. It wasn't, but we still have some interesting stuff, so let's jump into it. First, if you like Mass Effect, if you want to follow Mass Effect news and speculation and all of that, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button so more people see the video, and consider becoming a YouTube member. You can also leave a comment down below. It helps engagement, and I enjoy talking back to you. Okay, here we had the announcement tweet where they put out that they had posted a blog. Mike Gamble wrote this one, and if we go into it, here's the BioWare one. I actually think this one's a little bit easier to read here on this screen. I'm not going to read it all to you. You're big boys and girls. You can go read it yourself. But basically what it talks about is that they are still working on the game. It is their main and only project as far as we know right now. He mentions how sometimes his tweets have special meaning or secrets or whatever, and that they know we're thirsty for more information, but this isn't really the time for that quite yet. He does mention the TV series. That's an interesting one where he mentions in here towards the end that it's not a retelling of the original story. It is a new story that will take place after Mass Effect 3 with new characters and so on. And vaguely, you have the vague sense that it'll be connected to the next game, but there's no like direct talk about that. But they say here it won't be a retread of Commander Shepard's story because, after all, that is your story, isn't it? So keep an eye on that. It talks about how there's a crossover with Skate and Apex Legends as well as some others, and gives happy in 7 day. And it says there's no secret information to be gleaned from anything I am saying today, I promise. And then you go back and you looked at a bunch of the letters. In this one are italicized, in this one are bolded. So everyone looked and looked and looked, and no one could figure it out. And then finally some people did. They even posted this tweet being like, okay, dummies, here, this is the format. So people eventually figured it out, and it led us to this. Now, before this happened, Mike Gamble posted the blog, and then I guess people were giving him some heat. And he says here, for everyone yelling at me because we didn't use in 7 day to provide a bunch of new info. I mean, I get it. I'm a fan too. I want you to see stuff, but it's not the time yet. It has been years since announced. Yep. Have we been busy? Yep. Are we now 100% on Mass Effect? Also, yes. So trying to get people off his back. Needless to say, we did eventually find a website link that led to this picture, and you can even get a really big version of it. We'll take a deep dive into it here in a minute, but it's a bunch of Krogan fighting, go figure. And now something that is interesting is that in reply to this at Scornlock account says past event or future, and Mike Gamble says future, which is kind of interesting. This is something that's going to happen in the next game, presumably. I don't think anyone would say that the Krogan fighting, especially a civil war, especially if the genophage being cured becomes canon, no one would think that's surprising. So, that's kind of neat. And then we get to the actual picture itself. There's a lot going on here. So we have this main Krogan here. It is notable that here we have trilogy era weapons. The slight difference being that they have these like glowing bits on them. That could be new technology. It also could just be a hint to the way they're going to show ammo types in the next game, assuming they have that system again. So instead of literally having the little hologram telling you what ammo it is, you may just see a glowing part of the gun. I actually would like that more. Some other interesting stuff here. This Krogan battle armor looks trilogy era-esque, but almost looks more primitive in a way. This is obviously meant to be like land armor and not space armor. What we saw even in Andromeda, but especially in the trilogy, is all the species, their armor was just spacesuits basically. And when they had their helmets on, they were full breather helmets, with some exceptions, the Solarians, and a few of the others. This is interesting because this armor isn't meant for space, and you can tell for various reasons. Main one here is the commander, whoever this guy is, isn't even wearing a helmet. But all the ones who are wearing helmets, their helmets have breathers. They have the little tubes, little filters and stuff like that, but their skin is exposed. their eyes are exposed and stuff like that. The armor from the previous games for the Krogan completely encapsulates their heads. So that's a pretty big difference. You can see over here the Krogan tanks. There's another one right here. We have some kind of spiral structure, some kind of tall structures in the background on fire, which is kind of interesting. We have, let's see if I can zoom into it. Right here, a Varen. So for any of our Varen fans, you get your little doggies back, and that's kind of it. Knowing for a fact though that this is set in the future is probably the most interesting part about it, and kind of maybe reinforces the Solarians' concerns about curing the genophage and stuff, and how, you know, the Krogan are gonna Krogan, it seems like, and it looks like we're being previewed the fact that may be true. And as of right now, that's kind of it. I'm going to take some time to deep dive into this stuff a bit more, to definitely look at that picture more and see if I can find anything. I may do a video just about it later, but I wanted to get this quick little recap out. This isn't the big blowout of information, at least I wanted. I'm sure other people wanted as well. It's also worth considering that this is their focus. They're very likely entering full production if they haven't already. And when that happens, just like what happened with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, they won't just give updates once a year. They'll start giving updates multiple times a year. We'll get blogs through the year, concept art, all that stuff. If anything, I expect that to be ramped up even more with this game, this new game, because they probably didn't do enough of it with Dragon Age and didn't bring up the hype enough and educate people on the franchise enough and stuff like that. So I hope this is the beginning of a bunch of info that we don't have to wait a whole nother year to get anything significant. And with all of the extracurricular things going on with EA, I hope that doesn't negatively impact BioWare. They're saying all the right things so far. They seem to be trying to make it clear, you know, there isn't any immediate danger for the studio in the game. You know, obviously, you know, fans are going to be hard to, you know, dispel their concerns about that. But at the end of the day, I would say that, you know, how I handle this, how I think you should handle it. Don't worry about things outside your control. Life's too short for that stuff. Just, you know, try to have some fun with things that are supposed to be fun, and go from there. So, like I said before, subscribe to the channel if you want more Mass Effect news, speculation, coverage. Hit the like button so more people see the video. Leave a comment down below with what you thought about this N7 day. And if you really want to support what I'm doing, consider becoming a YouTube member. If you want to see the other projects I have and the other things I work on, check out the links in the video description. You can also find other ways to support what I'm doing down there. That is all I have for this one. So until next time.